And we are back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast. And for the final segment of today's show, we will preview the upcoming games for this weekend. A lot of playoff implications on the line, of course, as I talked about. So let's get right into it. So obviously we'll go through each game, or each series, look at the pitching matchups. And then, that'll pretty much be it for the live portion of the show today. So, Yankees and the Royals this weekend. This could be the last the last start of Zach Greinke's career. So that's going to be on Sunday. So for tonight's game, I guess they switched around the starters because I think Jordan Lyles was supposed to pitch on Saturday, but now he was moved up to tonight. So Carlos Rodon gets the start for the Yankees against Jordan Lyles. Carlos Rodon just had a rough year with the Yankees. 3-7, 5.74 ERA against Jordan Lyles, who's having a worse season than that. 5-17, 6.24 ERA. And then on Saturday, you got Clark Schmidt. Right now, the starters to be determined for the Royals. And then on Sunday, you got Michael King against Zach Greinke, who's having a rough season. So that could be his final start of his career. So we'll keep an eye on that. Marlins, big series against the Pirates. Marlins right now 82-76. So listen, if the Marlins do well this weekend and the Cubs again, if the Brewers end up taking the series from the Cubs, then that suspend the game on Monday is not going to really matter. So right now they got Cabrera on the mound for the Marlins. So again, I mean, listen, the Marlins, the urgency, they got to win. They got to win these games. That's tonight's starter. Then they have I don't know why MLB doesn't have the starters listed. So now usually CBS has it. So that's what I'm going to do. So Cabrera's pitching tonight for the Marlins. Then tomorrow you got Weathers versus Jackson. And as of right, again, this is as of right now. And then on Sunday, you got Garrett versus Beto. So those are the pitching matchups there. This is an important series. This is going to decide it all right here. And then you got the Cubs and the Brewers. Of course, I was hoping that the division was going to come down to this weekend, but the Cubs just have not played well as of late. So, the Brewers ended up getting the division there. You got Kyle Hendricks pitching tonight against Rhea. Then you have Wicks going for the Cubs on Saturday. And got to go back to... And then you got Junk going for the Brewers. That's his name? Unless it's pronounced some other way, but yeah, that's who's pitching for the Brewers. And then you got Hauser and Steele on Sunday. So, again, Cubs got to take this series, otherwise they're done. So, again, I don't really know how it's going to go because, again, baseball is just, anything can happen. But, I think for the Brewers, they're going to say, listen, we want to knock these guys out. So, I don't know why on MLB, all of the... a lot of these games, the starters are to be determined. Oh wait, this is for Saturday. Okay, here we go. Okay, now I think they all loaded in, or most of them did. Rays and the Blue Jays got a big series, so you got Savali and Kikuchi for tonight. So you got Hendricks and Rhea. We talked about that. Also, you got Diamondbacks and the Astros. You got France against Zach Gallen tonight. So that's a big series right there. Both teams, wild card spots. Rangers and Mariners continue their series. You got Evaldi against Wu for tonight. Those are the games that have playoff implications, and that's really it. Then the Orioles and the Red Sox. You got Pivetta against Means tonight. Guardians and Tigers. You got Quantrill versus Wentz. Braves Williams against Winans. Martinez against Cease when it comes to Padres and White Sox. You got Joe Ryan against Blanche. Or for the Rockies. Williamson against Woodford for the Cardinals. Cardinals and Red series. So yeah, the Reds. That's a big series right there. Of course, Reds trying to pull off a miracle, but odds are stacked against them. You got Wallenchuk against Silseth. Angels and A's. Dodgers and Giants. You got Lance Lynn against Wynn for the Giants. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the matchups for tonight. But yeah, I mean, Blue Jays and Rays, that's a big series right there. The Blue Jays, this is big for them. They got Littell and Ryu on Saturday, and then on Sunday, right now it's Bradley against Gosman. At least that's what CBS has. So ultimately, I'll kind of just go over what is going to end up happening. Again, I think I brought it up on the Patreon, but right now you got the Orioles and the Rays. They're locked in. Twins are locked in. Rangers, I think, take the West. Astros get that third wild card spot. Mariners are going to be on the outside looking in. Marlins are going to be the third wild card. Diamondbacks are going to have the second. And then we're going to be off and running after that. Everything starts on Tuesday. So yeah, on Tuesday. So right now the Rays, they're locked into their spot. Phillies are locked in to their spot. Twins, Brewers. So the times aren't set, of course. But so that's what's going to be from Tuesday to Thursday. Obviously, unless teams sweep the team they're playing against, then it's only going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. But that's the matchups will be set by Monday. We'll go over it. We'll talk about it. And it's going to be. Again, it's going to be a late night for me because I'm going to be coming back from MetLife Stadium and get home at 2, 3 a.m. something like that. Because this is going to be my first Sunday night game for football. I've never been to a late football game, except I guess technically the Giants preseason game from 10 years ago when they played the Bears, but I don't count that. You know what? It's definitely weird when I went to a football game for the first time, because I've been going to Yankee games pretty much my whole life, from what I can remember. And going to a football game for the first time was it was so different. Watching it live, you're there. Then, because it was just wow, I'm not going to a baseball game. I'm going to a football game. It was just so different. But obviously that was a preseason game, and then, I've gone to 4 or 5 games. After that, I've gone to a Jet Packers game, and I've gone to some Giant games over the years. And I'm pretty sure every single game I've gone to, they've lost. No, they haven't won a single game I've went to. But it is what it is. I got to see Tom Brady beat them. I got to see Aaron Rodgers beat them in the snow. I got to see the Cowboys blow them out. Yeah. So it's been great. It's been great. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. But the way the Jets have been playing, the Chiefs. And of course you're gonna have all the Swifties there too. So, I'm sitting way up. We're sitting on the third. We're sitting all the way up. So that might be where all the Swifties are sitting, because because she's supposedly going to be there. But yeah, so Taylor Swift, football, we got baseball playoffs coming up. Got teams fighting for wild card spots. It's going to be a crazy weekend, really. For me and everything else involved. So, but yeah, like I said, that third wild card spot for the National League. Right now the Cubs are just. We'll see how it goes. You got Justin Steele pitching on Sunday, so that could be the rubber game maybe. And, the funny thing is, it could all be decided off of that game that was suspended that could be made up on Monday. It could be decided by that. And I wonder, are they gonna just play it in front of like an empty state? Like, are any like fans like I don't know how that works. Like, are any fans gonna be like going to that just to watch like the ninth inning? I'm just curious to see how that's all gonna like play out if it does end up happening, because if that ends up being like what decides the third wild card spot, like, I mean that's just gonna make this show even better on Monday. But at least everything else is gonna be wrapped up. We'll know what everybody else is where everybody else stands by Monday. But we might have one more thing that needs to be decided. So, but I mean that just kind of stinks for the Marlins because, if they got to play that meaningless, ninth inning on Monday, well, not that it was meaningless, but, you got to play that on Monday, then you got to play the next day. So, I don't know. And especially because it's a 2-1 game. I mean, I don't know. Well, you just got to hope. I think they just are going to be like, let's just sweep the Pirates, get this done this weekend, and then we don't have to worry about it. Because listen, if they, take care of business this weekend and the Cubs don't do good, then Monday doesn't even happen. But, things could be made interesting if, they lose a game, the Cubs win. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. But we got that. Mariners trying to get themselves back into the playoff picture. So, the Diamondbacks and the Astros, that series is big just because, Diamondbacks, they want to make sure they still have that second wild card. And Astros, they got the Mariners breathing right down their neck. So, that's big for them too. I mean, I just think, it would be crazy if the Astros missed the playoffs. It really would. But again, I saw all that. There was a lot of Dusty Baker dislike because I was watching stuff on YouTube. I mean, the comments. I mean, they're all over Dusty Baker, his decisions on the lineup. Not playing guys every day and how he manages the bullpen. Kind of sounds like what Yankee fans complain about when it comes to Aaron Boone. But I mean, it's crazy that it's really that bad. I didn't realize that. I really didn't. But I guess it really is that bad. That's gotten to that point. They want him gone. They want him gone. So, any Astro fans that come across this video, I would like to actually get, your thoughts on it, on Dusty Baker. Because obviously, you get 30 teams, but to focus on, but again, the same when it comes to me, it's like I want to know from the fans too. Now, obviously, there's a lot of irrational fans in every, with every fan base. So you're obviously not going to get. You're going to get their side of things, but there's definitely some. I think I definitely think there is some problems that I think they're telling the truth there, because. Listen, it's, the Astros aren't having their typical season. They've struggled a lot. And, that's definitely something, that you look at. Why is that the case? And there's definitely a lot of reasons for that. But we'll see what happens this weekend. Big weekend coming up. And, yeah, so I hope everybody has a good weekend, and I will talk to you guys on Monday. About to go record the Patreon, so again, make sure to go to patreon.com and check it out. Search up GSMC Sports Network when it's up. So with that, that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, have a good weekend. I will see you guys on Monday, and we'll see what Monday brings us and who's in and who's out. So until then, I'm Kenneth Grunfelder signing off. Have a good weekend, enjoy the games, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care.